Welcome back. Welcome. Boots on the ground. Shout out to you guys. A quick medical snack. I am Danielle Siobhan, your host. I was hanging out on Reddit and found something I want to share with you guys. It is Christmas and raining here in California, the day after Christmas, and we still ordered pizza. What are you guys having for a medical snack? Let's get this party started. Okay, so Sarah's like, to Jay, regarding quote-unquote fair warning, you are not going to at all like this message. Sorry, but not. Over it, and I honestly don't care. I'm used to nothing and no one. Just another day in prison with cancer. Oh, she sprinkled a little illness on there. Oh, of course Kate bailed. Sidebar, shout out to everyone who is maintaining their health and fighting illness. I really hate to think that Sarah's weaponizing that. That's what they all do. All my attorneys, all of them I've ever had. Now you know why I picked on all her citing. Oh, citing nothing new. It's F-U-C-K-E'd up. It's effed up. The last words out of her mouth were, quote unquote, I'm willing to take. Always the short end of the straw. After I promised all the straws. I'm sorry. After I'm promised all the straws. Sarah and her one-liners. No lie. In all seriousness. What is the point? To go through the anguish of trial, ridicule, embarrassment, shame. Oh, Sarah. Shame, otherworldly sadness. For what? To go through all of it again? Maybe 30 years instead of 20, instead of life? Come on. Oh my God, listen to this, you guys. So I can drudge through my 65-year-old life figuring out how to get a car? Scrapped. A job? Murdering felon. I think she's finally getting the point. Somewhere to live, shelter, a relationship with my son, missed his child life, milestones, high school, driving, girlfriends, soon to be graduation, college, marriage, baby, anything from my dead family's legacy to show my son they existed. Auctioned, strangers, have the garbage. Oh no, she's saying strangers have or the garbage. Auctioned, strangers have or the garbage. Pets, both handicapped dogs died while in jail. Goodness grief, it just gets sadder by the moment. Right? Money to live, thrive, flourished, lost everything, have no family, no alimony. To make my quote-unquote mockumentary, to make my quote-unquote mockumentary with and for you all to drop kick the hornet's nest of publicity of hate, unholiness. Sidebar. This should have been a little hint to P&J that she wasn't going to go along with the documentary. Mockumentary? New word alert. What do you guys think so far? I am your host, Danielle Siobhan. In case you hear this somewhere else, there's been some tricky stuff going on YouTube. Sidebar, this email could be out of sequence. I did get it from Reddit, so we're just going to let it flow, like Sarah says. I guess I have to put on my fake ASS smiley face so everyone thinks I'm such a strong person and brave and smart and bold. So here, if you feel like it, in between everyone's breather, where's mine? What quote-unquote outlook is supposedly not promising? Just wait to see who calls back. You mean if? What happens if no one does? Just wait for the rest of my anything to be taken? Is she referring to the alimony? She has to be referring to the alimony. Okay, where were we? Quote unquote, not in best legal position. When have I ever been in any of this? Let me know when and how I can be. It doesn't mean I'm FUCK'd in everything and there's nothing that can't be done. Just no one will do it. I've kept myself afloat this long in all of everything. On her own solely. She's kept everything afloat. Ugh. Me being quote unquote realistic, I am all the time. It's called hope. If anyone would listen to me and make an attempt to understand anything realistically, realistic would be seen as realistic. Just like, quote unquote, well, it's blanked out, so we'll guess the name here. Just like Jane Doe saw, but didn't want to care enough to put extra effort forth after she said she would. Next, reject. So someone there told her they would do something and they didn't do it. She's so entitled. Frustrating. No one knows, nor will ever. She loves to say that. Almost beaten to death by, trigger warning, raping, raging, now dead boyfriend, now being beaten to DEAFT for life in prison by the justice system and former husband and her. And Sarah thinks no one likes her, you guys. And the hating world till I take my last meaningless breath. I will die frustrated. Fair and reasonable, not always so. When has it been in my entire minuscule, meaningless life? Just once. She's so dramatic. My kind of party. Get wins where we can. Where at all? In my stupid effing criminal case with a life sentence? Again. To go through all that again? In the meantime, let Brian take my almost inedible muddy crumbs to have a life in the real world if I ever make it. Shaking my head, SMH. Next, list of requests. My catalog order you both have been promising me, and you tell me anytime what I need, ? If so, I can't pick and choose what gets fluffed. The entire order is declined. I can't get most. Oh, she's complaining about the commissary. Delicious delights. She's all like, you guys haven't ordered my stuff. Of course, it's not enough they're paying for legal documents and phone calls. It's not enough, of course. She has a list. She says, the entire order is declined. I can't, quote unquote, get most. And believe me, I understand and live a, quote unquote, terrible time right now. It always is, guys. I get it. Used to it. Gonna be like that for the rest of mine. So what is she saying? She understands if they're saying like, oh, Sarah, it's a terrible time right now financially, or, I can't do it, but I can do this. I have a budget. She's saying, oh, I get it. It's always a terrible time. You guys let me know below. Previous list. James. FUCK him. Oh, I'm writing a letter to the bar. What's sidebar? There was no letter, or there was no complaint on his license. Shout out to Tanika, TTC. She looked that up, and James's record is clean as a whistle still. Whew, he made it out of that unscathed. What's his bar number, please? And the address for the Florida bar. Let's read that again. First on her list is James. FUCK him. I'm writing a letter to the bar. What's the bar number, please? And the address for the Florida bar. Joshua Adams. FUCK him. I'm writing a letter to the Boots on the ground behind the scenes. Now we know how she felt. I'm writing him a letter this weekend. I'm also including Judge Cranick, Lourdes Diaz, Deputy Clerk Keating. Oh, so that was a dog whistle when she wrote that letter regarding Joshua. You guys, she has a hit list. Billy Lane is next. Billy Lane, F-U-C-K him, writing him a letter this weekend. He has all of the jurors' names. Again, this was his job before, during, and clearly should have been after. Let's read that again. Billy Lane, F-U-C-K him, writing him a letter this weekend. He has, in capitals, all of the jurors' names. Again, this was his job before, during, and clearly should have been after. Sidebar, we remember the email exchange between Lana and Australia where she was telling Australia that it wasn't smart for her to go after the jury and she didn't want any parts of it. Shout out to Lana, you have to give her that. She did not try to touch the jury. Kevin Beck. See previous message. Come on, Reddit. We don't have the previous message, you guys. See previous message. If you all are uncomfortable with asking him to help me with Commissary, along with all of my other valid, useful requests, he also told me to just ask, quote unquote. Please give me his phone number or tell him how to contact me on the tablet and I'll do it. He is an asset to my appeal and life in prison, as if he is willing to do all he has said, he was in my trial and all he has said in my trial and to my face. Let's read that again. I'm a little frazzled. Kevin Beck. See previous message. If you all are uncomfortable with asking him to help with Commissary, along with all of my other valid, useful requests. So she is virtually panhandling and also wants P&J to panhandle for her. So clearly they said, no, Sarah, we're no, sorry. I've had my hands full at the farm. Ask Australia to do it. Okay. She's an aggressive virtual panhandler too. If you all are uncomfortable with asking him to help with my Commissary, along with all of my other valid, useful requests, he also told me to, quote unquote, just ask. Please give me his phone number or tell him how to contact me on the tablet and I'll do it. He is an asset to my appeal and life in prison, if he is willing to do all that he has said in my trial and to my face. Next. Error mark. I don't have free money to lose. I wrote a letter yesterday. So are you going to call at least for record? I stated in my letter, I have multiple people trying to get my money back. What is... Yes, car wash. What is error mark, you guys? Error mark. She's saying, I don't have free money to lose. I wrote a letter yesterday. So are you going to call at least for record? I stated in my letter I have multiple people trying to get my money back. She's always saying that like, my representatives will be in contact. Has she just been loosely throwing that around without anything to back it up? Like kind of offering up their services? Yeah, I have someone who's looking into that. They're going to call you and they aren't. Appeal issues next on her list. What else do I have already ready to add or give to whoever is my appellate attorney? Nothing except what is continuously carried over on my repeated pain in everyone's FUCKING ASS to-do list. Okay, we'll read that again. Sidebar, and yes, it is okay to curse or use certain words. However, I just think it's a little rude sometimes, you know. And this is a family-friendly show. Shout out to you guys. Error mark. No, we did error mark. Appeal issues. What else do I have already ready to add or give to whoever is my appellate attorney? Nothing except what is continuously carried over on my... That's what I'm trying to understand what she's saying, her pain. Heartache and pain carried over on my repeated pain in everyone's effing ass to-do list. Whitney's next on her hit list. What is she to my appeal? Yes, what is Whitney? Who is Whitney? Boots on the ground. Do you guys know who Whitney is? That's a new name alert. When was the last time she was spoken to? Her feedback? Next on her hit list is Nikki A. Nikki. Why can't my story be like hers? Has anyone watched her podcast? Quote unquote, believe her? Sidebar, does that sound familiar to anyone? A podcast called Believe Her by a Nikki A. Oh, Sarah. The last two things on her list. Criminal procedure law. Has anyone researched to apply to my appeal? Next, agreement. What was the exact date you received? So last but not least, she wants to know when they received her signed agreement. And what case law can be applied to her appeal. She just wants to crack the whip and order people around. Call this person and check on my commissary. Oh, this person. What's the bar? What's this bar number? What's this? That. She is insufferable, right? Guess what? She isn't done yet. She closes it out by saying, She closes it out by saying, my feelings will not be hurt if a piece of your mind is given over what I said and how I said it. I'm all about face value. Take it or leave it. I wish I could leave it. Obviously, let's read that again. My feelings will not be hurt if a piece of your mind is given over what I said and how I said it. She's fishing for a fight. I'm all about face value. Take it or leave it. I wish I could leave it. Obviously, it's a heavy day, and I don't care about anything. It's always the same SHIT, same SHIT, same SHIT, same shit, same shit, same shit. I do love you both and am grateful. I just wish I didn't have to worry about all of this at all of the same time. We're almost done, you guys. On the brink of hopeless. No wins. Hopefully, just not yet. Maybe when I'm 65 plus and will just stay in prison because I'll be old and unaware of the new world. Keeping it real. Let's read that again. Obviously, it's a heavy day, and I don't care about anything. It's always the same shit, same shit, same shit. I do love you both and am grateful. I just wish I didn't have to worry about all this all the time. On the brink of hopelessness. No wins. Hopefully, just not yet. Maybe when I'm 65 plus and will just stay in prison because I'll be old and unaware of the new world. Keeping it real. Sidebar, Sarah's joking about being 65 plus in the world. However, that's still a very, very great age to live life. So I'm not sure why she's joking about that. Oh, Sarah. To piggyback on that, what am I even saying? She doesn't even have the opportunity to grace us with her presence in the new world at 65 plus because she has life without parole. You see, she's turning her nose up at being released possibly at the age of 65 plus, or reject 8 years possibly. I don't know if you can tell, it's no longer raining anymore. I found this interesting comment from Blimphead1. It kind of calculates. Let's see if you guys, boots on the ground, all my math people, let's see if you guys agree with this. December 2032. 7 years from now, I did the math. If Sarah had taken the plea deal, 15 years, she would serve 85% of her sentence, or 12.75 years. She was arrested on February 25th, 2020. She rejected the plea deal October 7th, 2024. From arrest to plea rejection, the plea had served 1,686 days, or 4 years, 7 months, and 12 days. That means if she had taken the plea deal, she would only have 2,971 days left to serve. This is because 12 years is 12.75 years is 12 years, 9 months, or 4,657 days. Okay, are you guys tracking? 2,971 days from October 7th, 2024 is December 21st, 2032. Exactly 7 years from now. Who wants to send her a letter on that day with mostly blank sheets that just says, quote unquote, if you had taken the plea deal, you could be home by now. End quote. If you made it this far, you know I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.